everybody will start saying the world pre and post COVID. There is going to be a huge paradigm shift in thinking, culture, business, etc. And how does our student prepare themselves for such a scene which is coming up in front of all of us? So this webinar is a little bit of efforts from our side, from the faculty members and the alumni of PIMSR to present to all of you how things are going to be pre and post COVID. So, with this webinar series, today is the first session where we have our alumnus, Anjali Gupta, who is a co-founder and CEO of DCICA company. And she's a very, very dynamic lady. She has been an entrepreneur herself. She has done many, many events. And to mention a few, she has done event for government of Maharashtra on a very, very large scale, where she was also awarded for an exceptionally well done event by the government of Maharashtra. So we have Anjali today who is going to present to you the scenario of events. As you all know, all over world people plan so many big huge events. What is going to happen to all those events after the COVID scenario? A very, very interesting topic picked up by Anjali. So, without taking much time, but before leaving, I would also like to say that we have next two more webinars which we have lined up again by our alumni. We have Kirti Pachori who is going to speak again on challenges on post COVID. She is currently working with Times of India. We have Kusum, who is also alumni of our college, and Nidhi Shetty. We also have Yashraj Mate speaking from Ireland on Saturday on digital marketing. So all this webinar series we have lined up for our students so that they can start preparing themselves and face the world more strongly with a lot of knowledge and information. Now I would request our faculty member Dr. Ashish Tripathi sir to kindly introduce Anjali Gupta. Ashish, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Nivedita, ma'am. My name is Dr. Ashish Tripathi. Uh, like, it's my privilege to introduce Miss Anjali Gupta. She is alumni of Pillai College, India's foremost event advisor, entrepreneur, and author. So, before I hand over this event to Miss Anjali, I request all of you to please uh, mute your microphone, otherwise it disturbs the entire session. uh, all the thank you all the participants, it's a request anyways. After this session, towards the end, there will be question and answer round. So uh, if you have any query or any doubt related to the session, this session, you can ask towards the end once the session is over. And do not try to do anything from your end, otherwise the entire class will get disturbed. So it's my privilege to take the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir and Nivedita ma'am, for this wonderful opportunity. Uh, Thank you so much, all the students who have joined in today and who are going to listen to my presentation. So today, whatever I'm going to share with you is very practical and which is coming from the experience, the practical experience what I have gone through my journey, and how the things are going to shift, how the future is going to look like. That's the most important part what we need to start focusing on. So that's what I'm going to share today with you all. And yes, I will be more than happy to take questions at the end of this session. So just give me 2 minutes. I will just on my presentation and then we'll start. So is my presentation visible? Ashish sir,
Yes,
yes.
visible. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so Ashish sir, I will just check in between if I'm audible or not, and I will continue with my presentation now.
fine. So there is one thing, Anjali.
Yeah.
Uh, Screen is black. Uh,
Okay.
Not able to see your screen.
Okay. My presentation screen?
Yeah,
Not able to see this presentation. Okay,
yeah.
just a minute.
I'll
Is it?
request you to. Yeah, got it, got it, got it.
Yeah. Now it's visible, right?
Yes, yes. You
Okay,
can
so
go
when
ahead.
I'm full screen, it's not visible, so I will keep it like this.
Yeah, fine. No problem. You can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, so let's start with today's presentation. So the topic what I have chosen is the future of events in current scenario. Now, when we talk about events, what is the first thing what comes to our mind? It's like full of glamour, full of fun, full of entertainment. But there are so many parts to events. It's just not entertainment. It's just not glamour. There are a lot of things when it comes to events. A lot of things which is attached to event. And believe me, this time, I mean, the industry is going through a massive, massive shift. And this is a time when we have understood how we need to adopt to changes, how why the innovation is so important, why the new ideas is so important, why working on ourselves, upgrading our skill is so important. This time has really, really has given a lot of lesson to all of us. So let me start. So I'm first starting with my introduction because you all should know from whom you are listening to, from whom you are learning about events. Okay, so I will start with my introduction. So basically, yes, I'm India's foremost event advisor. My company name is DACI, and I'm author of my upcoming book, Unleash the Power of Events. So this book is going to release this year. And yes, I'm internationally certified trainer as well. So why I say India's foremost event advisor? The reason is I have innovated myself from being event management to event advisor, and that's how I become India's foremost event advisor. There is no event advisor as such in India. So this concept innovated when I had an event management company, and when I mean, for 5 to 6 years when I was doing so many of events, I have seen a huge gap where as an event management company we used to execute our events, but what about clients? I mean, any events you do, if you don't get any output or any result from that, what's the use of that events? So when there is so much of money invested in any events we do, medium scale or a large scale, if you don't get result of it, it don't make your event successful. So that's the reason we thought like let's start helping our clients by becoming advisor, by making sure that any event they do, they get result from that. And that's how our journey of event management to event advisory started, and that has been really, really transformational. And yes, this is the innovation in itself, because the system, the structure, the process, whatever we have designed as an event advisor is totally different, is totally new. It has a lot of experience and a lot of research gone into it, and that's how we are working with different state governments, and we are advisor to different state governments. So I have been recognized as a young innovator in the event space because of the event advisory concept. Yes, Government of Maharashtra is my client, so they liked my work. I mean, it's just not my work; my entire team work as an event advisor, and that's why we got awarded from them multiple times, like twice we got awarded from them. And yeah, there are a few more awards which I have. I was also awarded by Pillai as a pride of college for my BCom one. So yes, I'm alumni of BCom and as well as PGDM International Business.
Sorry to interrupt you, Anjali. Just
Yeah.
resume your presentation.
Sorry, presentation.
Click on. Yeah, we cannot see your slide. Just click on resume presentation. Resume
Okay.
presentation. You will get an option resume presentation. Click on that.
Okay. But I'm not able to see resume presentation. What I can see is stop sharing or hide. That's
No.
what I can see.
Uh, you will have to go to classroom,
Okay.
that
Okay.
online
Just
class, and click on
yeah.
resume presentation.
Okay. I am in online class. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now.
Yeah, fine, fine, fine. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. So yeah, so basically, as I was saying, I have been awarded as a young innovator in the event space. Basically, the innovation what I have done for the event advisory, and also got awarded by Government of Maharashtra when I was working with them for a long project. was one of the big events called IRC, where we had almost 10,000 people every day. I mean, spread across 5 days of 50,000 people in total. So I had project of going of 6 to 7 months long project with a 60 people project team. So there I got awarded. So yeah. So this was my little bit of achievement what I've shared with you all. Okay, so how I challenged myself to become what I am today. Why I felt this is important to share, because during the scenario of COVID, we have been a lot of negativity going around. There are two sets of people. One set of people are talking only negative about the situation, like what is going to happen. There are a lot of anxiety. There is like a lot of worry in that, which is not wrong. But there are other set of people who are thinking how I can positively utilize this time, and how I can positively upgrade myself, work on myself, so that I start getting opportunity after once the situation is over. So the choice is ours. So this has been always the scenario, of course, with me since my childhood. So I was a shy kid when I was in school. I never used to talk to anyone, never used to make any friends. There was no confidence, no self-esteem, and from there to till now here. And why from shy kid to the person I am today, is because I choose that I don't want to be like that. I want to change. I want to start my journey in a new way. I want to start exploring. I want to come out my comfort zone. And when I took that decision, I started working on myself, and that's when entire thing changed. And that's when, like, I left my job. Then I started with my company. When I started with my company, I used to do a lot of networking with people, because that was the only option I could get my client in initial days. And networking involves talking to a lot of people, and me being shy kid. So I've worked a lot on myself. So one thing what I believe is on a learning process, like continuous learning process. So you should never stop learning. Always invest that time in learning. That is never a waste of time. That will help you to grow. That will help you to come out of your comfort zone and to achieve what you want in your life. Okay. So yeah, so this has been my work. So Government of Maharashtra, Bank of India, MSc Software, Government of Patna. There have been individual organizers. Then Vijaya Bank. So this all are my clients whom I have advised them on events on how to get results from events. Yeah, so like I said, I always invest on myself. So I have learned from world best. I mean, that was the that I'm really fortunate that I have got opportunity to learn from the international trainer on a different areas, and which has helped me to grow as a person. So yeah, and these are the trainers whom I was talking about. Brian Tracy, you might have read a lot of books about him. So I have got trained from him. T. Havekar, Mac Adram, John D. Martini. You can make a note of these names. You can search about them. You can read their books. It's amazing, and it will help you as well as I mean, as a student, it will help you a lot to work on yourself, to upgrade your skills. So you can make note of these trainers. Start googling about them. Start reading their books. Okay, and yeah, one thing, what this is my favorite quote, that is, do not be embarrassed by failure, learn from them and start again. So this statement is valid even now. It was valid even pre coronavirus thing happened. It is valid even now. So if we think that corona is a failure, and we get embarrassed by that, or just get into the anxiety mode, that is not going to help us. But if we learn from this, what is this time teaching us? So if we learn that, okay, this time is teaching us to just go within us, to learn and upgrade ourselves, to spend time with us, to benefit what we have not done from such a long time. And if we take this as a blessing, instead of thinking negative around it, it will help us to grow. Because now situation has happened. But if we only keep on focusing on negative areas, it is not going to help. It's better that as a young mind we start thinking on the solutions. There are so many areas where government need help of young minds about this corona. If some solutions come up and you can share with the government to overcome this kind of disease, it is going to help. So when you're in that mindset, you're in that mind frame of positivity, that's when the idea comes. When you go inside yourself and you start working on yourself, that's when the opportunity comes. So this is the most important lesson what I have got and I am doing, which is helping me. So I'm sharing with you all because you are the young minds, the amazing, fresh minds you are. So so many ideas you can get, you can come up with, which can help so many people. So yeah, so this is my project team. So the one greatest blessing of being event advisor is whichever project I get involved in. Like I was recently I completed a project with Patna government. So we take the local talents. So we actually take them in the project for 6 months, 7 months. We train them, and they are the one who then work on this complete back end of the event. So why this is a greatest blessing is because wherever I go, I get opportunity to develop them, to train them. And when the way they come and the way they go after the project, there is a huge difference. There is a huge transformation. And why? Because they're open to learn. Why? Because they have come out of their comfort zone. So this is something with what I love about my work. Wherever I go with different state government, there are local talents, amazing people coming in and working with us. And whoever we take, their maximum freshers. So when I work, there is no criteria of like experience. After a certain kind of work demand experience people to take, but maximum of my project team are fresher whom we personally train and develop them. So don't think that there is no opportunity for freshers. There are a lot of opportunities for freshers out there. Okay, so now coming to our today's topic, which is future of events in current scenario. Okay. So now what I'm going to cover is introduction, current situation, future of event, followed by Q&A. So at the end, I will be taking Q&A. Yeah. So now talking about current situation. Now before coronavirus, the event industry was booming. There were so many events happening. Like if you take any venue, like five-star hotels or any open grounds, there were events happening every now and then. Like at least 2 or 3 events in a day at a particular venue, at one five-star would used to happen. So it was a booming industry. Things were going really well. Innovations were coming even during that time in terms of technology. But because of current situation, the offline events have stopped completely, as it demands a lot of social gatherings. So it has stopped completely, which we all as an industry never thought at this time would come. So now, if I talk about current scenario, the current situation, yes, there is a lot of uncertainty. The uncertainty on when the offline event will start. So of course, there has been prediction that 6 months down the line, the offline event will start with a lesser number of people getting at the one venue. But there is no like of sure information on that. It depends on how we are coping up with this entire situation. So the current situation is a lot of uncertainty around this industry. Dependent industries has got affected. So there are a lot of industry which are dependent on event industry, like a supplier who supply their audiovisuals. So they have got affected. There are artists who have got affected. So there's so many corporate gifting companies, so many industry which are dependent on event industry has got affected. Then forced to change. Now event industry has been forced to change because if they don't adopt to the change now, it will be difficult for them to survive post corona. Really, it will be difficult. So now this entire industry need to change. Entire industry need to adopt to the new things. Safety has become the primary concern now. So even though offline events if it start after 6 months, the safety will be the main concern. So nowadays, I mean, before coronavirus, we used to promote event by sharing like these are the speakers who are coming to event, or these are the USP of our event, so you should attend the event. So this is how we used to attract the audience to event. But now after post corona, safety will be the element which will attract the audience. So if your event as an organizer, if you are really taking care of your safety well, that's the time when the people will get attracted and will come to your event. Change of preferences. So now when the corporates get back to their work and the other companies get back to their work like government and all. So but there is a change in preference. It's not that the event will start immediately. Their first focus will be how they need to reset their company, how they need to reset their team. What about their sales, their profit, their losses? So all the time is going to be going in that direction. So event comes as a last preference. So this is the current situation. So what is the future in this case? Like now event come of course as a last preference because for all of us, first thing is survival. For as an entrepreneur, for me also my first thing is to survive my company. My company should sustain. Then later part everything else comes. So it's same with other corporates also, and it's same with government also, it's same with even with a social event as well. So it's the things are going to have shifted, and it's going to change, take time. So now what to do if this is a situation, how to survive? So according to my research, what I have done, and as I'm talking to a lot of people in industry, and whatever steps I have taken, so future of events, I've designed the entire content in that way. So future of events is first and foremost thing which is required by every one of us, even if you all are interested to be part of event industry and people who are already into events, the mindset change. Why mindset change? Because from last 30 years, 35 years, the way the industry is functioning, it's not going to function in the same way anymore. There is going to be a lot of change. So the person who is associated with this industry needs a lot of mindset shift. They need to be ready to adopt to that change. They need to develop certain skill, like they really need to learn technology, because technology is something which is going to play a huge important role when it comes to events. So that's what I meant by mindset change. That's the first element. Second is, yes, demand of situation to adopt change. So as I shared, you need to have that mindset where you need to adopt change. And if you're not well versed with the technology, that's not a problem, but you need to learn. And if you start learning about it, that's how you can adopt to that change quickly. So once the even the offline events start, there is a few technology like hologram, AR, VR, which is going to play a huge role, because even after 6 months the offline events start, there are only few people who are going to come to event, and entire event will be covered on online medium. So this kind of technology, AR, VR, hologram, will be a handy for the entire industry. Then yes, online events getting popular, that is no doubt about it. Online events is the future of events. So now there are a lot of online events which has already started. And how you need to do online events, that I will be sharing in my later part of presentation. But online events is something which entire industry needs to adopt now. And we just can't depend on offline event. Even if, let's say, government has removed the restriction, we start with the offline event, even then there has to be a limited gathering. And it is much needed that you start covering that event online if you want to reach out to the maximum people. So online event is going to get popular. Yes, restriction in gathering, like I shared, even after the offline event start, it is not going to be like before. It is going to take time. It comes to its normal, the way people used to come. Yes, and the hybrid events focus on safety and hygiene. So yes, so basically now whenever like as a place, you do such a big event Algeria. So even when you're going to do the promotions of that, make sure that you make the safety as a primary focus for that. So whenever you're promoting the Algeria also, and if you want people to come in, it's after the situations get better and we start doing offline events. I'm talking after that scenario. You need to promote the safety and hygiene, because that's really important. As an organizer, you need to take care of that. Okay, and coordination. So coordination is basically when we are doing an online event, it's very important that you coordinate with the people who are going to be part of this online event well in advance. Because online event is something where people are not at one place, they are at different places, and you need to make sure that your speaker, your audience who are going to join, there is like a lot of things which needs to be taken care before designing online event as well. They're properly said, everyone has that proper equipment. So these are the things that, so there's a coordination which again plays important role in online event as well, the way it was important for offline event. Okay, now how to leverage online event. Now these are the points which if you want, you can make note of it, because this is going to help you in future when you're planning to do event. So this point is common to online and offline event, but because we are talking about online event, as future is online events, so I will be covering point from that angle. So you can start making note of it, because this will help you to design any event if you have in mind. So most important is when you're doing online event, you really need to have a defined strategies. You need to be clear with your strategies, and how it is possible is from the below points what I'm going to share with you one by one. So first point is know your why. Now know your why. This is something which I always talk, and I start my work with any of my client. If you talk about my government client or the corporate client, whenever I get on board as an advisor, the first thing what I start is by why, by creating their why. So why is the element which is the most important element. So how will you create why? So when you're doing any event, definitely you have a team. So as a team, you need to sit down and brainstorm. Why are you planning to do any event? Why you want to do this specific event? You need to start asking the question why. So if you arrive at the answer like I want a lead generation from event, or I want to do sales from event, or I want to create a brand positioning or brand visibility from event, that is not your why. That is the end result what you are talking about. Like generating the leads from event, that's the end result what you want from your event. But why you want to generate lead? So you need to start from there. So as a team, when you start asking yourself why this question, you all will arrive at a point where you all will connect to that one why, the common why, and that is what will make your event successful, because that one why will be inspiration for you all to work towards that event to achieve that goal that results from event. So why is very important before planning any event. That's a root of any event. So even the 2011 World Cup, why we won that is because they had strong why. They found that strong why. Because before that, our team was not Indian team was not performing that well, but they appointed a mindset coach during that time. That was the different thing what happened, and this is a very important story what I'm sharing with you all. So they appointed a mindset coach, and almost like the session went on for almost 12, 14 hours inside one room with all the players, where the mindset coach was asking why you want to win this World Cup. So every player was coming up with different answers. But then one of the players said, I want to win this for Sachin, because it was the last World Cup for Sachin. And everyone got connected to that why. And that was the inspiration what they got. And whenever they used to go down, they used to remind themselves, the entire team used to remind them about this common why. And that's how they won the World Cup. So why plays a very important role. So any event you plan online or offline, make sure that you invest your time in why. Whether it takes 1 day or 2 day or a 3 day, it's completely fine. But get that why. Arrive at that why. Okay. So second point is targeting. Now, why I say targeting? Of course, you all might have heard about targeting as well. But believe me, very few people get into the right targeting. So target audience is extremely important. So whenever you're planning any event, like for example, if you're planning any health related event, what kind of audience you want to attract? Because even the health is a very broader concept. So even if in health, if you go into like a weight, if you're doing something related to weight, or if you're doing something related to immunity, or you're doing something related to exercises, so there are different crowd to each segment. For a weight reduction, there are different crowd. For the exercise, there are a different crowd. So even in the one area when I took health, there was a broader audience. So whenever you want to promote your event, like if you want to do social media advertising for your event, boost your event so that people come and register, it's important that first you do the targeting. You need to really go deep when you do the targeting. For a particular topic, you're designing any event. So who will be my target audience? What are they profiling? What they like? So just go as deep as possible and do that targeting properly, and then you start your marketing promotions for that particular event. Don't start it before, or if you're not clear with your target audience, just take someone's help and design that strategy completely, and then start boosting your post or start promoting or marketing your event. Because if you're going to invest your money, just invest that smartly. Now, need of your target audience. Now, once you are done the targeting, it's important that you understand what is the need of your target audience. So now I remember, this is one example. When I was recently advising one of my clients who are consultant. So basically they were designing one event. So when we came into picture as an advisor, the biggest mistake what they were doing as a organizer was, they ended up thinking entire event agenda in their own way, like what they all like. So they were like 15 people top executive team. So entire event agenda was designed as per their likings. So when we came into picture, we changed their event agenda because their target audience demands something else. So it's very important as an organizer, as an event creator, you need to understand what is that your audience need. So there's a very thin line into it, and you sometimes you really need external help because as you're involved into it, you fail to see that what your target audience need. So just think from the point of view of being into that target audience shoes. What is their preferences? What is that they would like? What is that they don't get in other events where they visit? And what is that you can give? So there are so many things what you can come up with when you understand the need of your target audience. That's where the new things, USPs you can add to your event, innovations you can add to your event. Even designing your event agenda differently is an innovation. Because whenever, like if I take example of conferences, it's like a similar agenda. And why? Because organizer is not taking that effort to understand what does my target audience need, what I can do differently for them. So this is very important. If you can work on this, it is going to give you amazing results. Create a differentiator. Of course, this definitely you all might know, and I'm sure you all will know. It's important to create a differentiator. So when you're creating an online event, and if you want people to register and pay for it, why will they pay for online event if there are so many free content available online, and there are so many free events? If there are a lot of people who are creating for free, why will they pay for this particular online event? So you need to come up with that different USP. You need to come up with that the extraordinary value what you are going to give them, and which makes a valid statement for them in their mind to pay for that event and attend that event. So going ahead, yeah. Next is create online presence. So now before planning any event, if you as an organizer or as a company or as a brand, if you don't have an online presence, it's important that you start creating that online presence. Now, why online presence is important? Now imagine suddenly if someone like imagine if suddenly if I have come and started and I have created one event and like there is 1,000 rupees ticket price for it. Why will anyone register for that event? If people don't know me, people don't know my company. So first, it's very important that I start creating that online presence, who I am, why I'm doing this event. So I start providing a value to my target audience. So that's how you can start building your online presence. So if you're planning to do any event, my suggestion is at least a month before, just invest that time to build an online presence of yours or your brand. You can decide on what are your strategy about that, whether you want to be the face or you want your company to be face, and according to that you can start building the online presence. And when you're building the online presence, start giving the content, the value content what your target audience needs it, which they are not getting it. So do research on that, what kind of content I can create through videos, through posters or through blogs, which my target audience will love to read or love to watch. And that's how you can create your online presence. And after that, when you announce about your event, there are high chances that they will register and they will pay for it. Creating the hook, of course, the now hook. Now, if you don't have a hook for your event, so people will not be will not stay with you. You don't need a one-time audience. You need an audience which are consistent, which are your your target audience. So how you can get that consistent audience to your event is by creating a hook. Now, most important, how you can create hook is by your why. So first point what I shared, know your why. So once you have a clear why, you will know what hook you can create to make sure that your target audience is there, just not in one event, but in for the all the event you are creating. Okay, paid virtual event. So yes, like I shared this about this point, you need to give extraordinary value to them. That's when they will pay and register for your online event. Now, one example, offline event, the most important why people used to come if I talk about the conferences is to network, because they used to get chance to network. Of course, they used to get hear from speaker also, but more than that, they were more interested to network. So now in online event, if you can create opportunity to network, so that is a USP what you are creating. And if you have a ticket price for it, definitely people are going to pay. Because through online event, what I see, the one important point which is missing is a networking part of it. How will people network with each other, which is the most important essence of event. So if you can create that, and if you can, or maybe something else you can brainstorm on. So, and that is extraordinary value what I'm talking about. And that's when people will be more than happy to pay for their online event, register and attend that. So yeah, virtual networking. So which I have covered. So paid virtual event and virtual networking. These 2 points. Okay. So this is a something which I want to share. Success depends on who adopts quickly, who implements quickly, and you are going to be flooded with online events. The one who will be benefited is the one who does it right. So like see the situation before Corona, we were flooded with offline events. We were literally flooded with offline events. But honestly, there used to be only few events which used to be successful as a result. As a result, what organizer used to get. Similar now, it's a time we are going to get flooded with the online event. But only one who does it right will get maximum benefit out of it. So the points what I have shared is a basic and foundational points what I have shared with you, and which is more very much needed and most important point. I have myself implemented for all my clients, and I've seen the results they get from that. Even though I was sharing the example with you of Government of Maharashtra, the event where I was event advisor, it was a 79th session. So this IRC event started even before independence. So even after this event was going on from such a long time, this was a 79th edition, still we went back and did entire process with them, this process with them, and of course there are few more things what we do, and they got the exceptional result. It became the benchmark event. So it's very important whether you are doing a new event or whether you want to recreate your old event. If you implement this point, you will start seeing the results. You will start seeing the gap. You will start seeing the alignment in your team, and you will start seeing the amazing output what you start getting from it. So I hope you all have made the notes of it, and you should start implementing all these points whenever you plan to create online event. Okay, so today whatever I have shared with you is with perspective of what you can do in future. That is, future is not like they are going to be start after a long time, but future I'm saying now. You can start creating online events from now. Don't stop. Even if you are students, you can come up with the ideas. You can get into the group and you can start creating your online events. Maybe start creating free online events. Then you can go for the paid online events. So start doing it, and you will start seeing the amazing results from that. So I'm open to take question and answers now. So whoever has a question, they can unmute their microphone and start asking me the questions. And also one more thing, what I would like to share is you can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it, and you whatever you have got takeaway from my session, just share that one takeaway tagging me and PIMSR, and I will be sharing a surprise gift to the student who has a maximum share. So share one takeaway on any social media platform like Facebook or Instagram. Tag me, tag Pillai, and maximum share gets a free surprise gift from me. Okay. So yes, I'm open for questions. So whoever have a question, please unmute your mic and start asking me. I hope I'm audible to you all. Uh, Ashish sir, Nivedita ma'am, hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes, yes. Audible,
Fantastic.
audible,
So
Miss
if
Anjali.
anyone has any questions or any doubts on from my presentations, they can start asking me.
Students, any question? If you have any question, please unmute your microphone and you can ask your question to Miss Anjali.
Anjali, what is going to be the fate of IPL matches and football tournaments which happen all over the world? Do you think they are going to happen for next 6 months or like a year? What do you predict?
Ma'am, my prediction is not in next 6 months for sure, as it requires a lot of gathering. But yes, we can definitely hope for after 1 year. That is my prediction.
After?
After a year.
After a year. So,
Yeah.
what will happen to all the money that sponsors have pumped in, and will
Right.
the agreement stand by, or what is going to happen to all that agreements and tie ups?
Right. So now see, ma'am, actually a lot of things also depend on what their agreement had, because all the sponsors, the agreement what we have is different for everyone as a company. So it depends when we talk about IPL and other matches, what kind of agreement they had. That's first. Second is, I feel because of current situation, all are understanding. So even the sponsors who have pumped in money, they are understanding the situation. It is not done because of not done purposefully. So I feel the money will be there with the organizer, and they will come up with with some solution how they can still promote that specific sponsor once they start doing the event. That is what I am predicting, and that is when I was interacting with industry people. That's the input what I got from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So recently, before all this Corona thing was started, I was
Hmm.
watching a documentary on Discovery Channel
Huh.
where we could see with this Japanese wrestlers,
Okay.
the Japanese sumos.
Huh.
They were participating in the competition, and actual competition was happening
Okay.
on the ground in the stadium, but there were no people at all watching the match, and
Hmm.
they were telecasting it live on the TV. I
Correct.
think that is going to be the future slowly for all the events.
Absolutely.
So most of them are going to go online,
Correct.
and there is going to be like a huge technical requirement
Absolutely.
in the media industry, in the IT sector, in the sports industry. Huge technological necessity of human resources will go on rise. That is what I feel.
Yeah, ma'am, correct, absolutely. So even after 6 months, once the offline events start, there will be not much people coming to that event. But yes, we need to cover that event through online. We need to make use of technology to the max and cover that complete event online to reach out to the maximum people. Because offline event is, I can say, at least 2 years it will take, where people start coming in as a like a normal thing, how it used to happen before Corona.
Right. So I think we really have to wait for this big paradigm shift, and
Absolutely. Absolutely.
everybody's mindset has to change slowly,
Correct.
because as this pandemic has taken over the global crisis, the global economy, we all
Correct.
have to be really responsible and act and help the countries to grow stronger. So I
Absolutely.
think this is what is my takeaway today. And if
Yeah.
any students have any questions, they are free to pose right now.
Yeah. They can ask me question. So even we are facing such a big crisis, but still the opportunity is we can start creating online event on different topics which are needed right now. So as a campus also, as a student also, they can come up with a different topic, make a team, and start creating online events. So that's the
Very good.
opportunity
So
what
here our lots of students are watching us and listening to us. So I would like to give a proposal to all our students. If you have any idea of any online event which you want to take it to a national platform or global platform, I think this is the right time.
yeah.
The students are requested to come up with this proposal of online events. We have Anjali who can guide us, and we can
Definitely.
also take help of our technical team, that is Ashish Tripathi sir, along with our director, in charge director Sreedharan sir, and other faculty members. We can definitely plan for a good online event. Let's invite for some proposals from our students, and I think we can circulate one circular to all our students where they can present their ideas, and we can try to support on behalf of PIMSR and MES. I think that is a good plan. I think. What do you feel, Anjali?
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. It's the best time to plan event, and the event which is much needed right now. So if we can do that together, we will be able to reach out to the maximum people, impact the life of maximum people, and also to get, and also we can get the visibility. So there are a lot of benefits what we can get from this.
So we can give it as a project for our students, online
Absolutely,
events,
absolutely,
right?
definitely, yes.
So any feedback, any suggestions from our dear students who are listening and watching to us? No feedbacks?
Ma'am, ma'am, I
Yes.
want to ask Anjali ma'am one question.
Yeah.
So as Nivedita ma'am said, the event companies have been facing some problems due to this pandemic. Okay, so the events are being postponed or cancelled, like IPL and other Olympics.
Hmm.
So how will be they, I mean, cover their losses? I mean, they have faced many losses in this period. So
Yeah.
how will they just, what are the strategies that they might come up with to cope up with their best?
Okay. So, see, this losses are really big losses when you talk about Olympics and IPL. These are big losses, and it is going to take time to recover. So, even after this crisis, when the scenario becomes normal, it is not that it will be recovered suddenly. It's going to take time. So, so strategy is something. See, as a brand, Olympic brand or IPL brand, they definitely have strategy in place. Now, what strategy they have in place, I'm not sure of that. But as per the prediction and the industry talks, what I keep on seeing is with the time they will recover that loss. And one of the biggest opportunity what I also see when it comes to offline events after this crisis is there will be a lot of companies who will be ready to sponsor certain amount of money, and the reason is they need awareness. They again need to get back to their business, and certain companies business depends on event marketing completely. So that is how this Olympics and IPL can take help of this brand, this company, and together they can recover the losses. Now, what government is going to do for this industry, we are really waiting to see that. I really hope that they also help this industry for such a big events to come up with some policies where we all can recover our losses, what we all as a industry are facing. So there is no definite answer for this, but yes, it is going to take time, and yes, they will recover the losses by the help of the sponsors and also the policies. What I'm sure the government will come up with.
I can add one more point here
Yeah.
to the student who has asked this question. Lots of international matches, like you see FIFA World Cup and other football tournaments, other international matches, they are paying regular premium insurance to a insurance company. So
Correct.
in some cases, this events, this matches are taken care by the insurance agencies. They have been paying millions of rupees every year just in a form of insurance. So
Correct.
in such cases, the this matches, this events, this companies are getting insured and covered and safe, and they get money in return when these events are cancelled due to nature reason. You see, but I read it somewhere that for us in IPL matches for India, they have not paid the insurance regularly. So there are no chances that the event is going to be covered. The losses
Yeah.
are going to be covered. So
Yeah.
for some international matches, losses are being paid by the insurance company if they have paid regular premiums every year. Like some events happen for 15 years. They have been paying insurance for 15 years. So those events have been taken care. Those who don't pay insurance, they are not being taken care. So in this way, they can cover the losses also, and sponsors can also be at a peace, because there is insurance. So does that help you with the answer? Is he there?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, yes, yes,
Good.
sure.
So I think sports is a very big area and it's very
Yeah.
interesting to study. And my husband works for Star Sports, and he is the broadcasting engineer for Star Sports, and he broadcasts IPL matches. Till last 1 month before, they were not sure whether these matches are going to happen or not. In fact, they
Mm.
were thinking Star Sports just to conduct the matches on the ground and to let the players play on the ground, our Indian players, for
Okay.
IPL matches. Even that decision was happening, but finally it got cancelled looking at the safety of the players and the matches. Even they were thinking that they should only conduct with the players and they will telecast it on the television all over the world. But
Hmm.
even that got cancelled. So this is how online events are going to take the space all over, and there'll be no crowd on the stadium, but you will see the crowd at our own houses, in the restaurants, or maybe in the pubs. You will see some crowd seeing these matches. So I
Yeah,
think that trend is going to come soon after this corona pandemic
absolutely.
issue. I think so. That's my
Absolutely.
understanding and reading.
Yes. And there are already a lot of online events, if you see, has started, which organizers are creating. So, that's why you all can also come up with the new ideas and start creating the online events.
Right. So any more questions?
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, ma'am, but as you said, sports industries might get backed by the insurance company to whom they have been paying the premium. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
so apart from sports industries, uh, if we talk about students, the academics have been facing problems.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be the biggest problem that might, I mean, like, we are facing problems like no, I mean, we don't know when the exam's gonna happen.
Yes.
We exactly don't know when the lockdown is gonna end.
Yes.
So there are many questions arising between the students that what is the current scenario about that? If you can clear, ma'am.
About the education examination, you mean to say?
Yeah, the effects of like on the students.
Yeah, the effects is we have to wait for government directions. We have to wait for university directions. As you know, examinations and studies and the classroom means crowd. So right now, the topmost priority for all of us is to avoid crowd and to avoid getting in contact with students. So I think in most of the things, most of the projects, classes, everything will go online, as you are every day attending the online classes. And there might be cases where even university or government will come with the directives that go for online exams, go for online tests, go for objectives, go for project based tests. So we really don't know in what direction the university or government is going to go. See, because everywhere, let me tell you, I've been talking to some of the bureaucrats, I've been in touch with university people. It's like a war like situation. You know what is war? So they are not prepared for such situation. Nobody, even the top level bureaucrats at central Delhi ministry, at India level, central level, even they are not knowing how they are going to handle this issue, because nobody has experienced something like this. So every day is a learning for everyone from each and every field. So I think the best answer and solution for this is we have to wait with patience to see what is happening, and we have to act upon slowly as the day and time heals by itself. Everybody is like taking a position of wait and watch. So for education also it is like wait and watch, but definitely government and university will see to it that students do not suffer. They'll see to it that students career or their performance is not taken for task. That is very very clear, and I think your interest will be definitely protected by the educationists and academicians. So only suggestion is have patience, wait and watch.
Yeah.
That's it.
And one more thing, what I would like to add in the same question is, now you're getting time to upgrade your skills. So start working on the skill which you have not got
Yes.
time to till now to work on. And this is an amazing time. You have all the time. So you can really read books. You can start upgrading your skill. This is going to help you post COVID the skills. So when you're looking and looking for the job, and if you have certain skill, what new skills industries you will need after post COVID, you will be at the top preference list of any company. So start working on yourself and upgrading your skills.
Okay, I think any more questions or we can wind up the session? Anybody else? So I think Ashish Tripathi sir,
Yes, ma'am.
sir is there.
Yes, I mean. Yeah, I mean.
So
Hello.
yes, I
Yeah.
think we can conclude. Sure. Can we
Yes, ma'am.
conclude Can we start the session, Ashish, sir?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Yeah. So, thank you so much, Anjali, and thank you so much, Ashish Tripathi, sir,
Thank you, ma'am.
for organizing this wonderful session. Thank you to all dear students who have given your precious time. And I hope you are able to take some tips today from here. And let's catch up soon for the next webinar on Saturday with our alumni again. Thank you, Anjali, for all your hard work and presenting your ideas to students. And let's be in touch.
For sure.
Thank
Thank
you, and all
you.
of you. Take care. Be safe at home. God bless you all. Thank you,
Same to you,
Anjali.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Ashish.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye.
Anjali. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Exit. X. Exit. Exit. हाँ